Hello, Marcia.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Good?
Good. Fine, and you?
I'm all right. Thanks for asking. Hello, Mario. Good to see you here again. Hi, Erika. How are you doing? She's not listening to me yet. I didn't
Hello,
send you.
teacher.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking, Erika. Marcia, I didn't send you the lesson today because we are supposed to finish yesterday's lesson, okay? That's why.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
without wasting any more time, let's start the lesson so that we can make sure we finish because this is a very important lesson, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you and I start talking about, okay?
Okay.
And at the end, we have a very interesting story to tell you. So I think we stopped at the guide of pronunciation right here, okay?
Okay.
Well, yesterday we saw that when you have a sequence of a vowel, a consonant, and a vowel, the first vowel is pronounced just like in the alphabet. This is good in 95% of the cases, not 100%. Of course, you always have exceptions to the rules, okay? But it's very easy to discover the exception. When you see a word in English, and this word is very similar to a word in Portuguese, you can be sure that's an exception. Okay? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because the rule applies 100% of the times to Anglo-Saxonic words, but not to Latin words. Understand? And Portuguese comes from Latin or Greek or other mother languages, okay? So when you see, for example, television, according to the rule yesterday, you should say television. But no, you say television. Understand? But television is very similar to Portuguese. That's why it's an exception. But Anglo-Saxonic words are like 100%. So I told you yesterday, and I'm going to start again, that when you see a word with A and I, or A and Y, oops, Control Z. A and I, or A and Y, don't even think about it. If it's an Anglo-Saxonic word, just pronounce A, like pay, stay, they, may, way, okay? Understand this? So you need really to memorize this, to study this. So when you see a word, you don't hesitate, you just read it. And that's interesting because if the word is an exception, a native speaker is going to say, no, 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 no. In that case, you should say blah, 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 because that word is an exception. But since you are pronouncing according to the rule, he or she might understand what you're trying to say. The problem is when you say, for example, bacon. He's going to say, what? Bacon. I'm sorry, I don't understand you. Because you are not pronouncing according to the rule, okay? So, according to what we saw yesterday, bacon, you have the vowel, consonant, vowel. Then the pronunciation is bacon. Now, any question about these? The first one or no questions?
No questions.
Excellent. When you have A and U or A and W, you pronounce like O, like in saw, okay? Saw is the past tense of the verb to see. I see, I saw, okay? So probably you already memorized, but now it would be possible to understand why you say saw and not saw, okay? Because the A and W you pronounce O, okay? Hello, Marcela. Welcome to our class.
Hello, hello, teacher. Thank you.
How are you? Good?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking, Marcela. So we are talking about the guide of pronunciation. We are in the
Okay.
second A and U or A and W. So Erica, can you read the examples for me here, please? Remember,
Saw.
it sounds like oh, saw.
Saw, caught, taught, and haw.
In the last one, the R is like the R of the mineiros. Okay, Marcelo? Like
Okay.
they say porta, portão, porteira. Okay?
Raw.
Raw, raw, raw.
Raw. What does raw mean?
Do you like Japanese food?
Yes.
Okay, that's a very good point. So I love Japanese food too. So most Japanese fish, when served in a restaurant, like in sashimi, for example, is it cooked or is served raw?
Oh, served raw.
That's it. Understand?
Okay.
We can also use this word in business English. For example, Brazil exports a lot of raw material. Okay? Like raw material, which means matéria-prima. Okay? Raw material. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So the next word that we have is probably the most important because here we have the biggest problems in English. Oh, there are 4 groups, not 1, 4 groups of combined vowels, E and A, E and E, I and E and I. These 4 groups, when you see them, you need to force the pronunciation. It's not a natural sound for us Brazilians. You need to smile, like you pronounce here, eat. Understand? Eat, meat. If you pronounce, for example, oh, pay attention what I'm going to write here in front. Oh, the first one, we say it. It. The sound is here. It. It's a dog. It's a horse. The second one, we pronounce here, eat. Eat. Can you see the difference? Eat. It. So if I want to say, for example, coma isso, I say, eat it. Eat it. Like Michael Jackson used to sing the song, beat it. Just beat it. Beat it. Okay? Which is different of, for example, the word bit. Oh, bit, beat, bit, beat. And why do we have most of the problems for Brazilians here? I'll tell you. For example, sometimes you want to say that you went to a farm and you saw many sheeps. Okay, oh, sheep has no plural. Sheep. Oh, sheep. But what actually you say is that you saw many sheep. That's another word. And then the person says, what? You saw many sheep on a farm? Yes, many. This person is going to say, it's not possible. Ships you only see in the ocean, not on a farm. Understand? Because ship is a big boat, like the Titanic. It was a big ship. And sheep is that little fluffy animal that when you can't sleep at night, you count sheep, like 1, 2, 3, 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, 4 sheep, until you fall asleep. Understand? That's a sheep and not ship. Now, this maybe it's not a big problem. The big problem is like here. For example, when you want some paper, let's suppose that you want some paper. Oh, this is paper, okay? Can you see? Paper. But this is just one sheet of paper. Sheet of paper. Oh, 1 sheet. Imagine that you're having a class and you ask your classmate, can you give me some shit of paper? He's going to say, what? So instead of asking for uma folha de papel, you ask for uma merda de papel? Because sheet and shit. Okay? Completely different, completely different. Or sometimes I ask my students, what did you do last weekend? And they say, oh, teacher, I went to the beach. And I say, what? You went to the beach? Oh. Then I get like, really? Are you sure? Yes. I went here, Ubatuba.
Are you
But you
sure?
went to the beach?
Are you
Yes.
sure?
Yeah, are you sure? And then I say, was it expensive? No, no, not expensive. Because bitch means a prostitute.
Yeah.
Understand? And actually, they went to the beach, Miami Beach, and not bitch. Okay, there are many bitches in Miami Beach, but that's another story, okay? Understand? So that's why it's very important that you pronounce correctly. Remember, you smile, you force it. If you go to YouTube and ask the correct pronunciation, there is a beautiful woman there with beautiful mouth, and she really says, you need to smile, like eat, meat, okay? Not to pronounce another word. And here there are hundreds of examples that if you don't pronounce correctly, you will pronounce another word, like beat and bit, beat and bit, eat and it, sheep and ship, okay? Now we have here, for example, Marcia, can you read it for me? The examples?
Examples.
Yes.
Meet.
Me, where's the smile? Huh? Me, yeah. Meat,
Meet. Paz.
peace.
Peace.
Yes, a piece of cake, remember?
A piece of cake.
Yes. And the
The
other
other piece.
is the same.
Keep.
Keep. You can say, oh, teacher, I'm confused. These
Yes.
4 words here have the same pronunciation, exactly the same pronunciation. You can only understand in a sentence. That's why if you ask me, for example, teacher, what does meat mean? Immediately, I'm going to ask you, how do you spell it? M-E-E-T. Ah, to meet a person, like nice to meet you. Now, if I tell you, I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat meat, you understand that is not the first one, it's the second one, okay? Because I am a vegetarian, I don't eat meat, okay? Now, if I ask you, how was the test? Oh, piece of cake. Would you like some pizza? Yes, but just a little piece. I know that I'm talking about the first one here. Piece. Now, what about the second one? Remember the Woodstock Festival when they came up with the love and peace? Okay? That's the second one. Peace, brother, peace. Love and peace, brother. That's another word. And then I have the verb to keep. Keep. Oh, keep.
Keep.
Okay? So if you don't smile, you can be sure you will pronounce a different word. Sure, absolutely sure. Okay? And that's why sometimes you create a small sentence and a native speaker says, pardon? I beg your pardon? Because they don't understand. You're not pronouncing correctly. And the other word that you are pronouncing has a different meaning that doesn't fit in the sentence. Understand? Yes or no?
Teacher,
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me example with EI.
What? E-I?
Yes. Esse último aí dessa parte que você tá. Or
E-I. I understood. E-I. Yeah. Yes. I have to think. Okay. Wait until the end. There is a good example. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? And there is an example there in the story that if you remember this, you will remember. Okay?
Okay.
But when you see EI, the sound is E. It's the same. Okay?
Okay.
Now, pay attention to the next. E-I, E-R, I-R, or U-R. These three combined sounds, they have only one sound. It's like Understand? Like when you go to the toilet, you see there, okay? It's very similar. It's a very strong sound. You see, we say yes, sir, sir, sir. I say observe this word. I have here a vowel, okay? Vowel,
Okay.
consonant, vowel. So I say pre or pre?
Pre.
Prefer. Understand? What do you prefer, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Prefer. Okay?
No.
Yes. Heineken.
Yes.
Here, I say, war. Not wear. Okay? I say war.
Esse aí ficou estranho, né, teacher? Porque ele não deveria ser o som do alfabeto, porque tem uma vogal, consoante, vogal.
Yes, but I told you at the beginning of the class that you had not arrived. This Mickey is good in 95% of the cases, okay? But here, the most important case is this combined sound, okay? The final E, I don't even consider. I just say war. War. It's just like here, Marcela. For example, do you say one or say one?
One.
Yeah, the final E is never pronounced. Never. Understand? I don't say large. No, large. You see, I stop at the G. So the final E is never pronounced. That's why here I write, but actually this is the predominant, the most important combined sound. Then that's why I say were. Okay? And
Aí
here,
já começa a bagunçar tudo.
No. What I'm teaching you today, as I told at the beginning of the class, just before you arrived, Marcia and Mario were here, that this is good in 95% of the cases. In 5%, there are exceptions. But imagine, if your pronunciation is perfect in 95% of the times, it's excellent. Okay? Because if you pronounce incorrectly, but according to the rules, they say, in this case, it's not this, it's that, because that word is an exception. It's possible to understand, okay? The problem, the example I gave is like when you say, for example, in a restaurant, can I have this bacon sandwich? You say, pardon? This bacon. They say, I'm sorry, sir, I don't understand you. What do you want? The bacon sandwich. It's impossible for them to understand because you are pronouncing completely against the rules. Vowel, consonant, vowel, bacon. Okay? But that word is familiar because we use it in Portuguese. Understand? But just to illustrate, like here, we say urgent. It's urgent. Okay? Like
Okay.
bird, not beard. Bird. Oh. Surgeon or surgery. Okay? Because I have this is the most important sound. That's very pronounced like and always. Okay? Now, what if I say, for example, this word? Here I say bird. Okay? Bird. But how do I pronounce this word here?
Beard.
Very good. Who said that?
Marcela.
Marcela. Now, if you follow the rule, you would never confuse. This is beard. You can say, I don't understand this word. Okay, that's another problem. But your pronunciation is perfect. Understand?
Okay.
So we say
Yes.
beard. Now you can ask me, what does beard mean? You see, a man has a lot of facial hair, okay? If I let the hair grow here, only here, I call it a moustache. That's a French word, a moustache. If I grow here and here, you have to look at my face. I call it goatee. Okay? Yeah, goatee. I'll write here for you. Oh, goatee. Okay, like here and here. Sometimes I grow a goatee. A mustache, no, but a goatee, yes. Now, a beard is when you grow the hair here. Okay, now it's very common to have big beards and not birds. Okay, beard. Understand this?
Yes.
Excellent. The E and W. Pay attention, please. The E and W, you have two different pronunciations. You can say, oh, Marcel is going to say, oh, teacher, now it's confusing. Yes, maybe it's possible. But the problem is, it depends on where you are, okay? Like here, if you go to the United States, even in the United States, there are people that say new, like New York. That guy that I told you that you don't remember, Frank Sinatra, he used to sing, New York, start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Okay? So, if you go to a different area in the United States, can you believe that they say nu? But it's possible because it's U or U. So if you listen to another guy that I'm sure you're going to say, teacher, I never heard this. Paul Simon and Garfunkel. They sing a song, it says, New York, looking down at the Central Park. New York, understand? Now, if you go to England, maybe Malta, they only say new. That's a beautiful new car. They don't say new. That's American English, okay?
This song new when the first in K change new de conhecer, né? New.
It's the same pronunciation of new, yes.
Same
But the
pronunciation, né?
K, it's not possible to confuse because of the sentence.
The sentence, the sentence,
Yes, if I say, oh, I knew that. I knew that. Okay, so you know it's the verb. New car, you know it's the adjective, okay? Wow, that's a new car. Yes, that's a new car.
Yeah.
Okay? Have you paid attention to behind me? It's a new background. Look, you have the Golden Gate Bridge behind me.
Yeah.
It's a new background. So you understand that I'm talking about the adjective new and not the past tense of the verb to know. Okay?
Yeah.
And then here I say few.
Not the
I
past.
never, yes, no, a few. Like, how much money do you have? I have just a few reais. Okay? It's not a big amount, just a few. I have a few friends that live in São José. Okay? A few friends, like 4 or 5, no more. Understand this? But I never heard anybody saying fu. Okay? So that's why it's u or you. All right? Now, the next one is very interesting. Oh, IGH. This sound, many times, if it's a new word, a Brazilian is always confused. They don't know how to pronounce. For example, I'm going to write here, maybe some words that you're not familiar with. Okay?
Okay.
Kind of.
You see, when you see this IGH, oh, IGH, okay? IGH. When you see them, this has only one sound. And there is only one exception. So it's very easy to remember. Oh. Oh. Oh.
T. Not have T. Or not, don't want.
What?
Height. Height. Height.
Yes.
T.
One more examples here. So
Oh.
this flight is like a flight between São Paulo and Italy, okay? There are no flights between Brazil and Italy at the moment, okay? Fight is a fight. Mike Tyson versus, I don't know, okay? It's a fight. So when you see this IGH, you only think I. Oh, can you read all the examples for me, please, Ronaldo?
Yeah. Night. Sing.
No, only I.
I see.
Sigh.
Sight. Flight. High. Night. Tonight.
Tonight. Okay. You see?
See?
There is no other sound. The only exception that you have, I think, okay, I will stop here and I will open another thing for you to see. Share. Okay. Oh, whiteboard. Okay. Pay attention here. Oh. You see, what is happening? All these words like flight, right, night, tonight, sight, okay? IGH. I can continue this, okay? Like, well, it's not important. The only exception that you have is way or weight. That's the only exception that you need to memorize. How much do you weigh? I weigh 103 kilos, okay? I weigh. Like this package weighs 1 kilo, okay? So this is the only exception. The rest, you say only I, like flight, right, night, tonight, sight. But what's happening? And even today, because of the internet, many people want to text, send WhatsApp messages, and they want to write very fast. So what's happening? Today, there are many people writing like this. You see? This one here, the last one, everyone will recognize. Oh. You see? What happens in this case? You have the vowel, consonant, vowel. So you pronounce I. It's the same of the IGH. So it's much faster to write flight, right, night, tonight, sight, than with the IGH. But this is not accepted. Understand? If you're doing a test and you write like this, your teacher is going to say, tonight is like this. But then you go to New York and you walk on Broadway, you look at the theaters and you see, tonight, the Phantom of the Opera. Understand? Then you get confused. People use, but it's not officially accepted. Understand? If you're writing, you have to use the left side with the IGH. But when you pronounce, it's the same sound of this. In the United States, there is a pharmacy, a very big pharmacy, okay? Probably like Drogazil in Brazil. The name is Rite Aid. Many times I went to this pharmacy and I saw the name Rite Aid, and I never thought about it. One day, I don't know why, I opened the door of the car, I looked right and I said, holy moly, Rite Aid. Aid is the same of help, okay? Help, aid. That's why we say band aid, a band that helps. Understand? So the Rite Aid is the correct help. That's the name of the drugstore. Understand? But they write like this. Understand? And everybody uses site like this. Okay? Like website. You don't write like this. But what is the meaning of this? The same, a view. When you go to the Christ in Rio, you have a beautiful sight. Okay? Or behind me, you have a beautiful sight of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. That's a beautiful sight. That's why we say a website, where you can view things from a web. Okay? Understand this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the other part so we can finish. Okay. O, I, or O and Y, you pronounce oi. Okay? Oi. Like boy, toy, soy, employ. Oh, I'm going to write 2 more words here, and I'd like you to pronounce for me. How do you think you pronounce the first one? This one here. Oh, employ, and this one.
Employee.
Employ, employee. You see, E, employee. If you don't emphasize, I confuse with employer. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, Marcela? Okay, Erica?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Marcia?
Okay.
Okay, Ronaldo?
Okay, teacher, okay. All right.
Very interesting now. Observe this. One day, if you listen to the sound U in English, U it's not even necessary to say, how do you spell that? The only way to pronounce U is when you have OO. Because the letter U in English, we pronounce EU. Understand? So, soon, soon, noon, moon. You see, I can give more examples. Mood, boot. It's different of mud. It's different of but. You see, the U doesn't have the U sound. But, mud. And sometimes I say, I'm going to mute your microphone when I cut the sound. Mute. Understand? So here I have vowel, consonant, vowel. Then I say mute, just like in cute. But I never pronounce U. The only way to pronounce U is when I have O. Understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
So it's, in my mind, it's very simple. I listen to a word, even if it's a new word. Like, would you like to go out for a pizza? No, not today. I'm not in the mood. I know that mood is M-O-O-D, because that's the only way to say U in English, using O-O. Okay? And to finish this, we have two more, the O-U and the O-W. Now, observe that, Marcelo, observe it's not always, it is usually. Okay? So there are exceptions. There are exceptions here because it's usually ao, as in now, allow, okay? But Ronaldo already mentioned the verb, for example, to know.
Yeah.
You see? Then we say no. We don't say now because then I would confuse with at this moment. Now. Okay? Understand this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. So then you need, the most important point about this lesson is to remember that when you have a sequence of a vowel, consonant, vowel, and of course, it's an Anglo-Saxonic word, in 100%, the first vowel is pronounced like in the alphabet. If the word is not from Anglo-Saxon, it's a Latin word or a Greek word, we pronounce differently. That's the exception, okay? So we saw these examples yesterday, like Mike, Mickey. Cute, cut, note, not, made, mad. And probably if you start thinking about all the words that you are already familiar with in English, okay, that one day your teacher told, repeat, you will understand why the pronunciation, okay? Like, for example, we have the verb to write, the past tense, wrote, the past participle, written. But if I use this writing, writing, understand? Because it's vowel, consonant, vowel. But in the past participle, I have vowel, TT, two consonants. So it's written, okay? Understand this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, only to finish, to make sure that you understood this, I'm going to share a different screen and I'm going to tell you a story I prepared for you. Pay attention here. Oops, not here. Cancel. Okay, share screen. Okay, here. Okay. Pay attention to this story. It's a very interesting story, and it's very important for you to see if you understood or not. Okay? Let me try to move my camera here. Okay, off. Every time you're going to tell a story in English, you start like, once upon a time, era uma vez, okay? There was a mineirinho, okay? I was thinking of you, okay, Marcelo?
Ok.
There was a mineirinho called Carlos Paiva. He was a tailor. Oh, observe, A and I. So I say tailor. You can say, what's a tailor? A tailor is a professional that makes clothes for men. You know, when you want some very special clothes, you buy the material and you go to a tailor. A tailor doesn't make clothes for a woman. If it's a woman, we call it a dressmaker, not a tailor, okay? A tailor is specifically for men. So, Carlos Paiva was tired of the economic situation in Brazil and he decided to immigrate to the USA. He had many friends there, many cousins from Valadares, okay? So he sold everything he had in Governador Valadares, including his house, his car, his tailor shop, his dog, and even his mother. And with the money, he moved to the USA. But on the contrary of many Brazilians that live in the United States and work in construction jobs or cleaning houses or McDonald's, he was a very good tailor. And he didn't want to work in construction. He thought, I'm going to work as a tailor. Okay? So after looking for a nice place, because he had some money to open his tailor shop, he didn't know what name to give to it. Because the name in Valadares was Tesoura d'Ouro. Understand? That was a good name for a tailor shop in Brazil, but not in the United States. So what happened? He started to walking around and he saw places like McDonald's, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Marshall and Fields, always with the apostrophe S, apostrophe S. He couldn't understand very well why the apostrophe S, but many places had the name of the owner, okay, like McDonald's, Marshall's, okay? So he thought, okay, I have a good idea. I'm going to call my store Paiva's Tailor Shop, okay? He thought that was a good name for his shop. So he didn't understand why the apostrophe S, but he decided to use it, okay? Paiva's Tailor Shop, because all the big stores had the apostrophe S, so he put Paiva's Big Shop. So he was ready to open. Now, remember that I studied civil engineering, and I tried to draw a little house here, but it's not easy to use paintbrush. So my house was terrible, okay? I assure you that as an engineer, I can do better than that. But anyway, that's the tailor shop, okay? Paiva's Tailor Shop. And he was ready for business. He bought a neon, open, okay? Well, the first day he opened, no customers. And he thought, it's okay, the first day, I'm not famous here, so no problem. The second day, no customers. After 1 week, no customers. And he thought, oh my gosh, I'm a word. I invested all my money here in my tailor shop and no customers. If I don't get any business, I might have to work in construction. I don't want to work in construction. I want to be a tailor. Okay. The next week, he decided to go back and open the shop. And then what happened? For his surprise, the door opened, an American came inside. Okay? Now, before you answer my question, I tell you, you have to think in English. The name was there, Paiva's Tailor Shop. But how did the Americans call him? Like, good morning, are you Mr.? Think in English. If you think in Portuguese, you're going to give me a wrong answer. Good morning. Are you Mr.
Taylor.
Taylor? No, the name. Mr. The
Paiva.
name.
Paiva.
Mr. Paiva. But you are thinking in Portuguese. You see, I told you I would discover. You have to think in English. Think like an American. Good morning. Are you Mr.? Come on, Marcela, Érica, Ronaldo, Márcia. Think in English.
Ei,
Oh,
ei, como que pronuncia?
A and I, like Taylor. How did the American call him? Good morning. Are you Mr.? Come on, I need your participation.
Surname, né?
No, the surname is here, but how did they pronounce the surname? Good morning. Are you Mr.? Come on, Erica, Marcela, Márcia, Ronaldo, Mário, anyone, help me, please. Or I'm not going to finish the
Paiva.
story. What? I heard
Paiva.
somebody. Paiva.
Paiva.
No, Paiva.
Paiva.
Oh,
Paiva.
are you Mr. Paiva?
Paiva.
Okay, because of the combined sound, A and I, Taylor, Paiva. And he was, excuse me? Are you Mr. Paiva? He said, no, I'm Mr. Paiva. And the American said, oh, I'm sorry. Who is the Taylor? Taylor, that's me. So you're Paiva? No, I'm Paiva. The guy, but who is Paiva? I don't know. I need to talk to the Taylor. Taylor, that's me. So you're Paiva. And he thought, oh my gosh, this guy, I think is crazy. But it's okay. My first customer, I'm not going to argue with him. I can be Paiva, gay, whatever he wants, no problem. So he said, okay, I'm Paiva, me Paiva, me Paiva. How can I help you? The guy said, oh, I need a jacket. Ah, okay, good. He measured the guy, made the jacket, delivered the jacket. And the guy said, oh, very good job, Mr. Paiva. Thank you. And paid him $200. And he thought, thank you, my Lord. The money is coming, finally. The next day, another American came in and said, morning, are you Mr.?
Paiva.
Paiva. And he thought, I think that crazy guy recommended me because he already called me Paiva. He said, yeah, I am Paiva. How can I help you? Oh, I need some pants. Oh, okay. So he made the pants for the guy receiving more money. Later that day, another customer came in and said, hi, are you Mr.?
Paiva.
Paiva. And he said, yes. Oh, a lot of recommendation from that crazy guy. Good, good. And how can I help you? Oh, I need a suit. Oh, a suit. That's very expensive. Oh, okay. He measured everything, made the suit. And excuse me, he started doing good business in the United States. He started making good money. And he was very happy. Okay? But what happened? After 1 year of successful business, he still could not understand why the Americans only called him Paiva. But he thought, well, in Brazil, my name was Paiva, but maybe here in America, my name is Paiva. So one day, when he was going to work, he thought it was about time to accept his new American name, his new name in America. So he decided to change his name to Paiva. Then he went up there and wrote Mr. Paiva's Tailor Shop. Okay? All right. He said, now it's perfect. Everybody calls me Paiva, so I'm Paiva. Well, what happened? The same thing. He changed the name. The next day when he went to work, what a surprise he had when the first customer came in and called him. Remember, think in English. Good morning. Are you Mr.?
Paiva.
Yes, who said that?
Érica.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you for helping me. Good morning. Are you Mr. Paiva? He said, what? Are you Mr. Paiva? He said, no, I am Mr. Paiva. And the guy said, But who is piva? Oh, I don't know. But I want to talk to the tailor. The guy said, the tailor, that's me. So you're piva. Piva. He said, this guy has a problem, for sure. Because last year, everybody called me piva. And now this guy's calling me piva. Okay, but a customer is always right. I'm not going to disagree. Yes, sir. I'm the tailor. I'm piva. What can I do for you? So you know the story. The guy needed a pair of pants. He made the pants. Later that day, another guy came in. Hi, are you Mr. Piva? Yes, yes. He was very confused, very confused. But yes, I'm Piva, Piva. And every day, people would call him Piva, 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 Piva. What happened? 2 more years went by. After 2 more years of successful business, he still could not understand why Americans suddenly decided to call him Piva instead of Pava, because he had accepted the name was Pava. But since he was making good money, he decided not to argue. So one day, going to work, he thought it was about time to accept his other new name in America. So he decided to change his name to, Piva, after 1 year of successful business. He could not, okay, what's happening here? Okay. Okay. And he changed the name again. And he thought, now it's okay. So what happened? He went there, he changed the name again. Piva's Tailor Shop. He said, now it's perfect. No more problem. Okay? Well, the next day, the first person that came inside, thinking English. Okay? How did the person call him? Like, good morning. Are you Mr.?
Hi.
Excellent. Now you're thinking English. Understand? Are you Mr. Paiva? And he thought, yes, that's me. So, you see, every time you think in Portuguese, when you are trying to learn English, your chances of succeed are 0. You have to think about the alphabet in English. You have to think about the combinations of sounds in English.
Depende disso aí, a aprovação da taxa.
Understand this?
Yes.
Cíntia, não é só uma pergunta. Nome a gente não usa isso não, né?
No, I just gave an example. That's why I said the name was written there. Like if I show my name, they say Roberto. I say, yeah, Roberto. I accept because that's how they call me. But I say, well, in Brazil, they call me Roberto. They say, Roberto? Yes. But you don't change the names. This was just an example to illustrate that Paiva in English, if you ask an American or even a Maltese, how do you read this? He's going to say Paiva. If you ask a Maltese or an American or a British guy, how do you read this? He's going to say Piva. And if you ask, how do you read this? He's going to say Paiva, because he thinks in English. Understand?
Yes.
Yes, mas eu vou pronunciar meu nome da forma que ele...
Your name is Marcela. 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 You're not going to say Marcila or whatever. Marcela. Like Marcia. Probably they say Marcia. Okay? But that's your name. Like Ronaldo. Ronaldo. They say Ronaldo. Okay? Nobody, I'm sure nobody called Erica of Erica. Okay? If she said, my name is Erica, they said Erica. Okay. All right? This is only to illustrate that if you want to learn English, you have to think in English. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the class. Study this. It's very important. Practically, we finished. Practically, we finished. Tomorrow, we only have to talk about the sound of the S and the sound of the TH, and we conclude this part. We'll go to another part. Okay? See you tomorrow at the same time. Have a nice evening. Okay? Bye-bye now.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you tomorrow. See you guys.
See you.